Welcome to the Resource Allocation Decision Tool Help Video 1.1. This video focuses on providing an introduction to the ReAD and how to know which circumstance you are in when answering the first ReAD question. My name is Terry Haines. I am one of the co-creators of the ReAD. The goal of the ReAD is to maximize the health and well-being of your community by delivering the most effective and efficient allied health services that your available resources can provide. Many allied health, whether they be managers or individual clinicians, have to make choices about how they allocate their available time and resources. They can allocate those time and resources to providing particular services or to providing relevant equipment that might support those services. The choices are many, but the overall aim is to improve the health and well-being of the communities that we serve. The problem that we face when allocating resources is that there are many different ways of allocating those resources. There are many different services that can be provided in many different settings and to many different populations. All of these choices require consideration of where that resource would be best allocated. The ReAD helps you to make choices between the different options that you can allocate allied health resources towards, to ensure that you consider a range of important factors that could and should impact on your choice, to understand the relative advantages and disadvantages of each of the options you are considering, to clearly communicate and keep a record of the choices you have made and the information that supports these choices. The ReAD is an online tool. It requires you to answer a series of questions to help you with your resource allocation decisions. It provides you with a summary report to review the information you have entered. It does not make the decision for you. Rather, it helps you to gather and synthesize the information you will require to make your decision. To start using the ReAD, you have to understand the nature of your resource allocation decision. This is the first question that you encounter when using the ReAD. You have to decide if you're in a situation where you have an increase in your budget, so you've got more money to spend than what you normally do, where there has been no change in your budget, or whether you have had a reduction in your budget and you are required to reduce the amount of service you provide. How you answer this question will affect which module of the ReAD you go on to complete. There are in fact 3 different modules in the ReAD, one for each of these responses. If you have an increased budget, you can potentially start a new service, value add to or expand an existing service. The nature of the increased budget may dictate what options you can consider. The ReAD will allow you to compare a number of potential options, identify the strengths and weaknesses of each option you are considering, identify the options you support to be commenced or increased, if any, and will generate a Microsoft Word document synthesizing the information that you have entered that you can then edit and use for your own local purposes. If you have a reduced budget, you will need to cease or reduce the scope of an existing service. The nature of the reduced budget may dictate again what options you can consider. The ReAD will allow you to compare a number of potential options for reduction, identify the strengths and weaknesses of each option you are considering, identify the options you support to be ceased or reduced, and again, generate a Microsoft Word document synthesizing the information that you have entered that you can edit and use. If you have an unchanged budget, you'll need to cease or reduce the scope of an existing service in order to commence, value add to, or enhance the scope of a proposed service. This is a trade-off. As a result, the ReAD has been structured for this module to conduct a head-to-head comparison of the existing service you are contemplating or planning to cease or reduce with the proposed service that you plan to commence, enhance, or expand. It allows you to identify the relative strengths and weaknesses of these options, identify if you support ceasing and reducing the existing option so that you can commence and increase the proposed option, and again, generate a Microsoft Word document synthesizing the information that you have entered so you can edit and use.